74 degrees in Indiana. Good afternoon. I'm Alex Donaldson on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. It's 12:05 on this 18th day of July, 2025. 6 fire companies were on the scene of a structure fire in Cherry Hill Township this morning. Indiana County 911 reports that the call went out at 6:42 a.m. for Cherry Hill Township, Pine Township, Indiana, Brush Valley, Clymer, and Commodore fire departments, as well as the Rapid Intervention Team and Citizens Ambulance for what was initially described as a commercial structure fire on Dale Road in Eastern Orthodox Complex. Cherry Hill Township Fire Chief Jody Rainey said the fire was in a building that housed the kitchen and cafeteria of the church, and the difficult part in fighting the fire was the subfloor in the structure.
The hardest part of the fire so far for us has been that there's a subfloor in here that's anywhere from 4 to 2 feet deep, and so to put crews in there, and the floor was not stable enough to do that. So being able to get to the point where we could knock enough fire down from the exterior to see what we're doing and start cautiously putting people in to mop up the fire.
No injuries were reported. The cause of the fire remains unknown. State police fire marshals are on scene to investigate. WCCS News Time is 12:06. The news brought to you by Indiana Regional Medical Center. Better health, better life. WCCS News Time is 12:07. The River Valley School Board had 2 motions on the agenda for last night's special board meeting. One was to approve a tax and revenue anticipation loan in the amount of $5 million with an interest rate of 3.81% through First National Bank of Pennsylvania. Board President Rick Harper says this will keep people paid until the state budget is passed.
If it's not ready for a month or 2 or 3, that would put us in dire straits, and we need to make sure everybody gets paid on time.
The board also approved transferring possession of the Ernie Widmer Field to the borough of Blairsville and to execute all documents to facilitate the move. There are plans in the works to do the same with the football field at the Salzburg campus, but Harper says because of infrastructure issues, that may be trickier.
Salzburg Field isn't as clean cut because it's part of the school district property attached to the building. So the water, sewage, electrical, gas, all those things are all part of the main campus there at Salzburg. You have to work out the logistics of how to separate all that, but I think the best idea is to lease the property to Quattapon Township if they're interested.
The next board meeting is set for August 12th. The Board of Governors in the state system of higher education yesterday approved tuition rates for the next school year, and while it represents the first increase in 7 years, there is a possibility rates could be rolled back. Tuition at PASHE universities will increase by $278 for the full year to $7,994 for in-state students. That equates to an additional $139 per semester. The system has also requested a 6.5% funding increase in the state budget in order to maintain the tuition freeze that has been in place. Should it receive sufficient funding, the state system said it would roll back part or all of the increase. In a statement, PASHE Board of Governors chairperson Cynthia Shapira said that it is her hope that the action will give those involved in state budget negotiations the time and flexibility they need to secure as much as possible for our students, while allowing students and our universities time to prepare for the fall semester. The tuition freeze was put in place in the start of the 2018-19 school year, and had tuition kept in pace with inflation, students would be paying 28% more than the frozen rates. The new school year starts in 6 weeks. An animal rights group says it's disappointed with the sentence handed down for a guilty plea to cruelty charges filed against a Blairsville area woman. In late June, 45-year-old Kimberly Rose pleaded guilty to 4 counts of cruelty to animals and six neglect-related counts in connection with an investigation that started in 2022. Police had charged her along with 63-year-old Pamela Curry of Blairsville in connection with allegations that hundreds of cats in their care were housed in poor conditions in a mobile home and in outdoor sheds. Rose was the president of the Cat Aid Network in Derry Township and oversaw the shelter, while Curry served as the shelter's treasurer. In September of 2022, investigators found 13 dead cats at the property and unsanitary conditions on the property that led to the surviving cats suffering from various health problems. Humane agents took over 200 cats into protective care. Judge Michael Stewart II ordered that Rose serve 8 years of probation as part of a negotiated plea deal and is not allowed to own any animals during that time. The group In Defense of Animals out of California is saying that the plea bargain and sentence are too lenient. They believe that Rose should not have been allowed to plead guilty to lesser charges and that the deal did not represent the cruelty inflicted on the cats at the shelter. A spokesperson for the Westmoreland County DA's office said that the sentence reflected the fact that Rose accepted accountability for her actions. Curry's case is still pending. She is scheduled for a pretrial hearing on August 1st. The Indiana County Republican Committee is looking for people to fill positions on the ballot for the upcoming general election. Committee Chairman Randy Degenkolb said that vacancies are due to recent resignations. The positions are available are 4-year term on the Indiana School Board and a 2-year term on the Homer City Borough Council. Those interested should send a letter of interest to Degenkolb at indianacountygop@gmail.com by no later than midnight on July 24th. After the application period is closed, members of the committee will review applications to determine eligibility and hold a voting meeting on July 31st to vote for those to be put on the ballot. Anyone with questions can also send an email. WCCS news time is 12:12. AccuWeather forecast will be coming up next, brought to you by the IRMC at Chestnut Ridge. Get in, get out, get better.
Indiana County weather.
101.1 FM and AM 1160 WCCS. Weather.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Less humid today, mostly cloudy in the morning, clearing for some sun later. High of 78. Humid tonight with more clouds, low of 67. Tomorrow stays cloudy and humid with an afternoon thunderstorm affecting outdoor plans. High of 85. Sunday will be mostly cloudy and humid with a thunderstorm nearby. High of 80. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg for your hometown radio station.
75 degrees in Indiana. Take WCCS wherever you go by listening online. Click the Listen Live link at WCCSradio.com, brought to you by Indiana Regional Medical Center, Community Living and Learning, and the Flower and Balloon Gallery. News time is 12:14.
The Pennsylvania Lottery.
Here are the winning lottery numbers from yesterday, July 17th. Pick 2 daytime draw went 3-2. The Pick 2 evening draw was 7-7. The Pick 3 daytime draw was 4-2-1. The Pick 3 evening draw was 7-7-7. The Pick 4 daytime draw was 2-2-4-3. Pick 4 evening draw was 3-2-0-6. The Pick 5 daytime draw was 6-9-1-3-8. And the Pick 5 evening draw was 0-8-0-3-1. The daytime wild ball was 5. The evening wild ball was 0. The Cash 5 winners from yesterday were 5, 15, 21, 23, 35. The Treasure Hunt draw was 1, 5, 16, 17, 24. The Cash for Life winners were 8, 20, 23, 42, 59. The Cash Ball was 3. And the Match 6 winners were 14, 21, 24, 31, 41, and 49. Powerball and Powerball Double Play draw tomorrow. The jackpot sits all the way up at $288 million. Mega Millions draws tonight. Their jackpot is $100 million. News time is 12:15. Now for a check of today's sports. T.J. Watt and the Steelers have agreed to a 3-year contract extension that will make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, at least for now. The agreement was unofficially announced yesterday by Watt himself, who posted without a comment a picture of himself celebrating in a Steelers game. An NFL source says the extension runs through the 2028 season, replacing the 1 year left on his current deal and adding 3 more to the total value of $144 million. He'll be paid $21.5 million this season and $41 million per year for the next 3. $108 million is guaranteed. Watt has a Steelers record 108 sacks in 8 years in the NFL, but he had an off year last season with only 11.5 sacks, none in his last 4 games, including the playoff loss to the Ravens. He did, however, lead the NFL in forced fumbles with 6. He has the most forced fumbles of any player in the NFL since being drafted in 2017. Watt was chosen by the Steelers in the first round of the 2017 draft, all the way at the 30th overall selection. Wide receiver Mike Williams was taken in the same draft with the 7th overall selection by the Chargers. Williams retired yesterday. He resigned with the Chargers after ending last season as a Steeler. Acquired at last year's trade deadline from the Jets, Williams only caught 9 passes with Pittsburgh and finished the season with 21 between the Jets and Steelers. For the rest of the active roster, players report to training camp at St. Vincent College next Wednesday. Paul Skeens is 5th in Major League Baseball in innings pitched this season, and Mitch Keller is 9th. So Pirates manager Don Kelly is giving his 2 best pitchers some extra rest for this weekend series against the White Sox, coming out of the All-Star break with Bailey Falter starting tonight, followed by Mike Burrows and Andrew Heaney tomorrow and on Saturday. Falter's put together a good first half of the season. He's 6-4 with a 3.79 ERA. He's opposed by Jonathan Cannon, who's 3-7 with a 4.44 ERA for the White Sox. Airtime tonight is 6:15, the first pitch at 6:40 on WCCS. It's hard to believe since it's only the middle of July, but there are only 4 homestands left on the Altoona Curve schedule, starting with a 9-game set that begins tonight at PNG Field. The Curve will play 3 games this weekend against Akron, then take Monday off and welcome the Chesapeake Bay Sox for 6 games starting on Tuesday. The Curve have not announced the starter for tonight's game. Pimp basketball coach Jeff Capel has recruited one of the top young players in Australia, rugged 6'7" forward Roman Salepa, a 19-year-old former rugby player who played pro ball for the Hungry Jacks NBL in his native country last year before suiting up for the NBL Next Stars at the FIBA U19 World Cup, averaging 18.9 points and 8.1 rebounds per game. Salepa has reportedly already enrolled at Pitt. The 2025 Open Championship is underway in Portrush, Ireland. H.T. Lee and Brian Harmon both lead the pack at -8. H.T. Lee is -4 on the day through 10 holes. Brian Harmon has completed 18 holes today and is -6. After the top 2, it's a 5-way tie for 3rd place as they all sit at -5 between Matt Fitzpatrick, Rasmus Højgaard, Tyrell Hatton, Robert McIntyre, and Harris English. The tournament will continue through the weekend. The Indiana U14 Little League softball team will take on Massachusetts today in the regional tournament. They played last Friday to end the 3-game series against New Jersey. They won that string of games and the state championship with a crushing overall score of 33-1. It was Ella Worthington's A-plus pitching performance that won the final game, a 10-0 blowout. The Massachusetts game is being streamed on YouTube right now. The winner of the tournament will advance to the Little League World Series. The PA Youth Legion Championship Tournament begins tomorrow in Berwick, and the Region 7 champions SW Jack Drillers open with a 9 a.m. game against the Region 2 champion Hamburg. SW Jack Indiana coach Mitch Piccone is looking forward to the action.
They were in the same region as Boyertown Nets, so I'm sure they got a good team. Those teams are all good oddies. There's no weak ones. It's a great experience no matter what happens, so try our best.
It's an 8-team tournament. With a win tomorrow morning, the Drillers would play on Sunday against the winner between Greencastle and Beach Creek. With a loss, they will play the loser of that game. IUP cross-country runner Dan Gibney has been named an academic All-American by the College Sports Communicators. The 2024 All-Region runner and All-PSAC first-teamer had a 4.0 grade point average while studying safety, health, and environmental sciences. Gibney is a senior from Kennard-Dale High School in York County. IUP basketball players Callum McNamara and Anthony Watson have been selected to the 2024-25 National Association of Basketball Coaches Honors Court for carrying a cumulative GPA of 3.2 or higher. I'm Alex Donaldson with today's Look at Sports.
Since
WCCS is 12:20. News time is 12:22. It's time now for the funeral announcements brought to you by the Robinson Lytle Shoemaker Funeral Home. Here are the obituary notices for July 18th, 2025. Carol E. Barry, 90, of Indiana, died April 24th. A memorial service will be held tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Trinity Methodist Church in Indiana. The Rary Bentz Funeral Home in Indiana is assisting the family. Ruth L. Dillon, 78, of Shalakta, died July 14th at her home. Friends will be received today from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Robinson Lytle Shoemaker Funeral Home in Indiana. Additional visitation will be held Saturday at 11:30 until the time of the funeral service at noon at the Church of the Good Shepherd in Jacksonville. Interment will be in the Holy Family Catholic Church Cemetery in Culver with immediate family. Raymond M. Schilling Sr., 68 of Penn Brun died July 11th at Indiana Regional Medical Center. Friends will be received Sunday from 2 to 4 and 6 to 8 p.m. with a prayer service at 6:30 at the McCabe Roof Funeral Home in Clymer. Graveside service will be in St. Patrick's Cemetery in Cameron's Bottom at 11 a.m. on Monday. Gerard G. Bloom, 88 of Blairsville, died July 16th at his home. Friends will be received today from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Shoemaker Funeral Home in Blairsville, followed by a military and funeral service. Friends are invited for light refreshments afterwards at the Clyde Fire Hall in New Florence. Joseph M. Pavolko, 70 of Homer City, died July 15th at UPMC Presbyterian Hospital in Pittsburgh. The Bowser Funeral Home and cremation services in Homer City is assisting the family. Dolores N. Lazark, 81 of Indiana, died July 16th. Friends will be received Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Rary Bentz Funeral Home and Crematory in Indiana. Those are the obituary notices for July 18th, 2025 on WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM, brought to you by the Robinson Lytle Shoemaker Funeral Home. Coming up next is the Sports Minute. A check of Fox News headlines is coming up at the bottom of the hour. After that, we rejoin the Brian Kilmeade Show, portions of which are pre-recorded. I'm Alex Donaldson for WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. News time is 12:25.